Farm to table. We hear that a lot, and people have different interpretations of what it means. At its heart, farm to table means that food served in a restaurant went directly from field to kitchen rather than through a market or a supplier or distributor. It's a direct connection between the people who grow the food and the people who prepare it. Farmers benefit by keeping more of the profits. They sell to the people they choose, and they interact directly with the chefs who cook with their produce. When it comes to fruits and herbs and vegetables, farm to table ensures that restaurants get the freshest and best quality, often delivered within hours of harvest. Some farmers even grow specialty items at the chef's request. Since the distance between farm and kitchen can be just a few miles, locally grown produce has a far smaller carbon and water footprint than produce shipped across country or even across the state. That's good for the environment. These tight connections are part of the reason that so many farmers, chefs, and consumers champion farm to table. There's much more than a buyer-supplier relationship happening here. The farmers and the chefs care deeply about what he or she produces. Bring them together, and that's when the magic happens, as we'll see today on A Growing Passion. Until not long ago, farm to table was how most people lived. They grew their own food, or they traded with neighbors, or they bought it from nearby farmers. That all changed starting in the early 20th century, when refrigerated transportation made it possible to ship food hundreds of miles from where it was grown. It also triggered a shift in the way fruits and vegetables were bred and grown. The focus went from taste and productivity to an emphasis on how well produce survived shipping and its subsequent shelf life. But thanks to movements like slow food, the tide is turning. More and more consumers want produce that's locally grown. And there's a new generation of farmers meeting that demand. Because of their hard work and collaboration with local chefs, the dining public can enjoy the most delicious dishes prepared from the highest quality, locally grown foods. The tastiest and most interesting meals start with the freshest and most carefully grown ingredients. The farmer's market is a really good place to find the fieriest peppers, the juiciest tomatoes, the sweetest strawberries, and even a savvy chef or two.
The restaurateurs that we see at the farmers market are typically coming out because they're the ones that alter their menus a little bit, serve seasonal dishes. They want to see what's really fresh. They want to talk to the farmers about what's coming up next. A lot of times they develop relationships with the farmers so that they can say, what are you harvesting 3 weeks from now, and plan their menus around that.
You always have the best peaches and plums and nectarines.
We start about May.
May?
Yeah, early summer.
You can't make them grow any faster?
No, unfortunately not.
Tay Dickey is executive chef and owner of Biga Restaurant in downtown San Diego. Tay is a regular at local farmers markets and at local farms. Today, Tay and his chef de cuisine, Chris Osborne, are at the North Park Farmers Market, shopping for what's ripe now and talking with farmers about what will be ready in the next few weeks. With that information, Tay and Chef Chris can plan the dishes that Biga will offer their guests.
They have Cara oranges.
That's your favorite, huh?
Oh, these are my favorites. Beautifully sweet. Let's see. Let me see if I can cut you a slice here.
It's not even orange, it's coral pink.
These and Oro Blancas.
Tay and wife Mandy opened Biga to specialize in handcrafted wood-fired Italian cuisine. Their menu changes regularly depending on what's available in each season.
Beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice and waxy, very vibrant. We could definitely do some beautiful things with that. I see your cauliflower is still strong. Okay, well, we might have to pick up some of those, but we're definitely picking up some of those beets because those are stunning. We might clean you out of beets.
That's okay. Please take them.
I feel like this year has been even better than last year. Beautiful, beautiful heirloom tomatoes.
San Diego, the weather is all year nice.
And look at these. Wow. How red and ripe they are. So I'm gonna take 60 pounds of tomatoes today.
You guys could be buying produce from a truck that would come and deliver it And you don't have to be bothered coming to the farmer's market, but you're here at the farmer's market, so why? Why do you do this?
It's all about supporting the local farmers. You know, supporting them not only is doing the right thing, it's the true representation of what we are as a restaurant. And if we don't support these local farmers, they're not going to exist. The quality of the product that we get, we can personally pick. We come here, we develop these strong relationships, and we're able to plan our menu out a little bit better.
The information that I can get from having that relationship with the farmer allows me to plan for my menu and for my guests. I want them to get the produce at the optimal peak flavor. So if I'm talking to the farmer and he tells me in 2 weeks strawberries and peaches are going to be the best they're going to be all season, then I know to start planning for my menu. And the guests are really going to taste that in the food.
These beautiful snap peas, what do you think that we could do with these? We have these beautiful tendrils too.
Thinking that we can do a spring pea and prosciutto salad.
I like
play
that.
on the pasta dish.
You know what? I think I'm going to do some of these wood-fired.
Awesome.
And these will get nutty in the wood-fired ovens.
Definitely.
A little bit charred. I think that'll be nice.
Speck in there as well.
Oh, now you're talking.
It's not easy for restaurateurs to shop at the farmer's market. It means they have to get in their vehicle and come out and collect things, take it back to the restaurant, as opposed to just signing off things that come off a big truck. But they know that the nutritional value and frankly the taste is just so much better when you get it direct, fresh, picked a day before you buy it.
Back at the restaurant, their farmer's market hall is cleaned and processed for today's menu.
Today we're going to be focusing on spring peas. One very classic dish in Italy is peas and prosciutto. It's traditionally done in a pasta, but I wanted to make a salad with it today. Nice, light Southern California flavors. And I wanted to use as much of the pea plant as possible.
Chef Chris wants to use every part of the pea plant: the stems, the tendrils, the blossoms, the pods, and of course the peas.
So I'm going to use all of those different parts as well as some English peas, and I'm going to make a little ricotta mixture with that. That's going to be the base of our salad. And then I'm going to layer in some of our prosciutto di Parma, which has been aged for 18 months. And then I'm making a white wine and Dijon vinaigrette as well.
Let's get cooking. This dish is layered with local ingredients. Besides the peas, there's pungent and floral Meyer lemon zest, spicy shallots, and even the olive oil comes from olives grown and pressed in California.
Buon appetito.
Ooh. Oh, that's good. It's a little crunchy, but it's almost leafy, and it has a very mild pea taste to it. That's really good.
We do a different style of Italian cooking here. We want to use the local, fresh ingredients and still work with it, but always keeping the heart of Italian cooking. Trying to see what my farmer was going to have and then formulate an idea around it. I knew that they were going to have the Japanese turnips, so we wanted to really do some sort of wood-fired element to it and then layer some Italian ingredients with it. And I'll just create a little bite for you.
Handmade with high-quality, just-picked produce, that's what Farm to Table is all about. Thoughtfully selected, carefully prepared, served with pride, and delicious. Garden Kitchen in San Diego's Rolando neighborhood is a cozy restaurant owned by Chef Coral Strong. Coral takes great pride in the quality of the ingredients she uses and the dishes she creates. Every day her menu changes, depending on the local meats, fish, and produce available.
So I've got some cilantro right here. It's absolutely gorgeous, shiny, tender, real fragrant. It's so, please, absolutely shiny, very flavorful, extremely tender. One of my favorites. This is her arugula. It's not her traditional arugula. It's a little bit sprouted. It kind of bolted early, but I try to waste none.
Coral was introduced to organic and local produce by her husband, who got a weekly box of fresh produce from a local farm as part of his membership in community-supported agriculture, what's commonly called CSA.
When we used to dine out a lot, I was finding that there wasn't true fresh vegetables on plates. Not to say all restaurants don't, but not to the extent that I wanted and to the extent that I was cooking at home. So I thought, how can I bring it to the food scene where vegetables were coming directly from the farms and making up, 95% of your plate, essentially. Hummus and an egg, yes, please.
So when she started her own restaurant, Coral looked around for farmers she could buy from directly. One of the first farmers she connected with was Stephanie Norton, who owns Dickinson Farm in nearby National City. Both of their businesses were in their infancies. Stephanie's was just starting out, while Coral was struggling to find a farm supplier.
I'm having a hard time. A lot of farms aren't really willing to work with me because I'm a very small restaurant. My minimum was very tiny when I first opened. So I called them up, made an appointment, went and saw the farm, and instantly I was like, I like this woman.
So this is dedicated to Dickinson because these products come from Dickinson?
Absolutely. It's a real challenge for me, a challenge that I enjoy, to be able to make one dish specifically with just that farm ingredients. So this week, actually, it'll be called the Dickinson Caprese.
How cool is
Yes.
that? Dickinson owner farmer Stephanie Norton, her husband Mike, and their small team produce heirloom fruits, vegetables, and herbs on a quarter-acre urban farm that takes up most of their backyard. Does it seem like a lot of space to you?
It both seems big and small, right? It depends if your thought process is big commercial farm, it's very tiny. For a backyard, it's huge.
Their farm grew out of a life-changing medical situation that Stephanie faced when she was in the military.
I got Lyme disease during a pre-deployment workup on St. Clemente Island. So it took about 3 years to actually get a full diagnosis and treatment. My doctor told me to eat as clean and healthy as possible, be really careful of going out to eat and not eating organic. We realized that National City is a food desert at that point. So my dad and my cousin and my husband built me the raised beds and we started planting.
The farm is tucked in behind a grand old Victorian in the fertile Sweetwater River Valley.
The military decided at that point that my treatment protocol wasn't going fast enough, so they medically retired me. And that was the point that we realized that my job was going to be something different for the rest of my life. And I took every moment that I was in the IV chair to try to make sure that I could have a solid business plan and that I could learn as much as I could and give back to my community and serve my country in a different way.
Stephanie had a plan, but no farming experience. So she started small, a few fruit trees and a couple of oversized raised beds. Today, there are 2,200 square feet of growing space that produce between 200 and 500 pounds of produce each week, depending on the season. Some of that produce is set aside for what Stephanie calls her pharmacy program. It's a CSA box that includes both prepared meals and fresh produce for people who have diabetes and other special dietary needs. The rest of her crop is sold at her weekly farm stand and to local restaurants, including Coral Strong's Garden Kitchen. We get to pick?
We do. We're gonna pick some golden beets here. So most of our beets are tiny. We don't let them grow into these big mammoth beets.
Those are tiny. Cilantro next?
Cilantro. We also let it go completely to seed.
Yes, I can see you've got some flowers starting here.
Absolutely. So the next stage of cilantro is coriander. We'll let it grow to seed. We will sell the green seed to chefs, and then we'll actually dry it so it can reseed, and then we'll sell it as a dried herb in our store as well.
Radish flowers.
They are. The interesting thing about radish is the heat either goes to its root or it goes into its pods and flowers. This is a rat tail radish, which means the radish has no flavor, but all the heat comes here. So these ones, really delicate. We have chefs that use them in salads. We also have bartenders that use them in drinks. Most of our stuff is delicate like this. We don't have the ability to have it in a cold storage. We don't have that right here on our property, which is one of the key reasons why we don't deliver outside of 15 miles. There's no way to. So we harvest, and this afternoon this will be to Chef Coral and on your plate by this evening.
As Dickinson Farm has grown, so has Garden Kitchen. Where Coral once needed just several $100s worth of produce from Stephanie Norton each month, she now buys several $1,000s worth of produce from 5 local farms. Still, her relationship with Stephanie and Dickinson Farm stays close to her heart.
Hey, Coral.
Hi. Hi.
How are
Yay,
you?
produce time. How are you?
Nice.
What do we have here?
So some of the Parisi cauliflower.
Yes.
Cilantro.
Okay. It's really neat to have that relationship where it's almost like my own personal farmer is growing it, that I'm hopefully showcasing it in the way that she wants to be showcased.
To have somebody like Coral be able to take it, truly using it from the tip to the root, and that's amazing.
Full circle. Full circle. Yep. How are you? How is everything so far?
Coral knows her farmers' names. She's visited the farms, the vineyards, and she knows the sources of the protein she cooks too. In fact, the restaurant's farmers and purveyors often stop by to enjoy a meal.
It's always really exciting to see our vegetables in this state. I can't wait to try it.
For Coral and Stephanie, chef and farmer, food is as deeply valued as the friendship that nourishes and nurtures their community. Luke Gerling and Dave and Waite have been friends and colleagues since they were teenagers, working together at a local restaurant. These Oceanside, California natives are obsessed with local pride, with local sourcing, and with giving back to their community, each in his own way. Luke owns Cyclops Farms, a 2-acre farm nestled in a neighborhood called Fire Mountain. Davin owns and is the head chef at Wrench and the Rodent, one of the trendiest eateries in downtown Oceanside. They're part of a food revolution happening in their city.
I'm giving you those. You have to have those ones. Those are the ones.
That's amazing.
Those rarely get in the basket because I'm eating them usually.
At least once a week, these two connect. Luke delivers produce to Wrench and the Rodent, while Davin visits the farm as often as he can to be inspired, to see the new crops Luke is planting, or to brainstorm new dishes and new vegetables for Luke to grow.
Customers have been asking about green zebras lately.
Yeah, I got those two coming. I actually have a batch, I have a huge batch of tomatoes that need to go on the ground 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Nice. What's really created a nucleus for the farm-to-table scene in Oceanside is having Cyclops Farms. And what makes it special is, this is urban Southern California. There's a house on each side of Cyclops Farms, a road, a house across from it, and houses behind it. But just somehow this little plot of land has survived. So that's given us all sort of a epicenter, a place where we can actually say, hey, yeah, this came from 8 blocks away.
Hey, David. Hey, Nan. How you doing?
Good.
How's it going?
Here getting some food today?
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Awesome. Well, this guy will take care of you. He knows what to do with all this stuff.
Unlike other chefs, Davin will take the imperfect produce along with the perfect produce. He'll use parts of the plants that are usually discarded, like cauliflower leaves or pea stems. And he'll challenge himself to create a dish with what are usually cast-offs.
Here we go. We got these nice, the way we just kind of softened them up a little bit. And the cool thing about these, they have little baby peas on there.
Oh, pretty.
You can smell that concentrated pea flavor going.
Mm-hmm.
Valuing every part of the plant rather than wasting parts speaks to the heart of Farmer Luke's passion for what he grows.
I was producing food for a particular restaurant. I would go in the cooler and I would put stuff away that I was delivering, and a few times I went in there, I saw the same product getting put stacked on stacked on stacked, and it had been there for weeks. So I was asked to take that stuff away and put it in the compost. So that's probably the lowest feeling I ever got, really, with doing this farming venture, is watching all the hard work and the devotion and the energy being put into it, and it just going to waste. That's kind of narrowed it down for us why we work with certain chefs that we work with, because those chefs appreciate every little bit of what we do, and they come out here and they meet us halfway.
When you see how hard a lot of these farmers work, it's not an easy lifestyle. None of them are doing it to get rich. They're doing it because they love what they do and they love the reasons behind it. And it's really hard not to support that.
The chefs Luke works with are welcome to come and harvest what they want. Luke bills them later. And on Saturdays, people come from far and wide to shop Cyclops Farm Stand.
Luke is very passionate about his farm. He can take under 3 acres and just balloon it into his wanting to feed the community.
It's unbelievable. The quality, you can't beat it. Everything is so fresh and picked. I mean, it's picked right before you buy it. Everything lasts way longer than anything we could buy in the grocery store on the shelves. Yeah, we're stoked that this is so close to us and that we're lucky enough to come here every week.
Oh, here's a few. Beheaded cauliflower. Someone left the best part back here.
I'm seeing with those chefs a creativity that comes out. They see the hard work, they appreciate the whole plant, they find a way to use something that would otherwise be a waste product. I sell the cauliflower to him and then I sell the greens to him. It's like a win for everybody.
And it's the relationships. It's the relationship with nature, it's the relationship with the farmer. Chefs get a lot of the credit because we're the last hands to touch that plate. Take that food back where there's a short chain of a lot of people putting love into it, you're gonna taste that. You can taste love on the plate, and it's not just the chef's love, it's the farmer's love.
The terms farm to table and farm to fork are sometimes applied in ways that are, well, let's just say they're greatly exaggerated. So how can we, the dining public, tell which places truly do use local meats, fish, fruits, and vegetables? Meet Trish Watlington. Trish spent nearly a decade as a San Diego area restaurateur. She's left the restaurant, but she hasn't left the food scene, not by a long shot.
It is green season. So as you can see, we have lettuce, we have mizuna, we have mustard. Farm to Table was the original movement of restaurants connecting with farmers that started in the Bay Area. And it was intended to give us the freshest food available and to help support local farms. I like to think of it as restaurants that have relationships with farmers that are within a 50-mile or 100-mile radius of them.
Trish supplied her restaurant in part with produce from her own half-acre home garden. Nearly all the rest came from local farmers. Peas?
Snap peas. It's a beautiful season for them because it's been really cold and that makes them nice and sweet.
Trish is passionate about turning the spotlight to local producers and the local restaurateurs they work closely with. It's part of a project she calls Farm to Fork San Diego.
We're trying to help develop what's going on in San Diego because we have more small farms than any other county in the country. So Farm to Fork San Diego connects local restaurants with local farms and local wineries and local businesses that also support local farms.
Farm to Fork San Diego's website is a directory of local farmers, local businesses, and local restaurants that are part of the Farm to Table community. Each is vetted before it gets listed.
Restaurants have to have a relationship with at least one local farmer, an ongoing relationship. And then we check with that local farmer and we say, hey, does so-and-so restaurant buy from you? And if they say yes, then they're in. The consumer benefits by getting fresher tasting, better tasting food, by supporting their local businesses, and by knowing that in their heart of hearts they're making a smaller negative impact on the environment than they would be if they were eating something that came from a long distance away. As a result of the Farm to Table movement, I've seen farms get a much, much higher profile than they used to have, especially for San Diego County, where we don't think of ourselves as a farming community. Farms have mostly been in the background. I've also seen more and more restaurants connect with local farms. It's the hip thing to do now. One of the things that we're doing by having Farm to Fork San Diego is encouraging restaurants to do that. So even if they only have a connection with one farm, that's better than not having a connection with any farms.
Authentic farm-to-table dining comes from authentic relationships. It recognizes and supports every contributor along the way. San Diego is home to a growing community of restaurants and farms who take the responsibility seriously to go beyond what's easy and traditional. They are committed to each other and to their customers to offer creative quality cuisine that supports and promotes local producers and minimizes their environmental footprints. Farm to Table helps protect the environment and reduces food waste. It serves up great rewards for its producers and great food for you and me. I'm Nan Sterman. Thanks for watching.